Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. Today we're looking into what makes you unforgettable in this first part of the reading, and we are looking into who is having a hard time forgetting about you in the second part of the reading. The second part has a separate pick a pile segment, so you can find the link for that in the description box below as well. This pick a pile, pick a card is just for the first part of the reading, which focuses on what makes you unforgettable. And I wanted to separate these two parts so that you can mix and match between piles. We're gonna have 4 piles for the second part, and we have 3 for this first pile. So you can mix and match as you like. You can watch only the first part or only the second part. That's also okay. You're free to do whatever you want. So yes. Now, I already got you a lot more oracle cards, and yeah, I wanted to use just these ones because I like the back. So yes. But anyway, I will now leave you to focus on which deck cost you the most, and I will see you soon. Well, which card cost you the most, and I'll see you soon. Hello, my beautiful pile ones, and welcome to your reading. We're starting off with these oracle cards, and I'm not going to be live shuffling for this part of the reading because I figured it would take way too long to do that. But I will be live shuffling in the second part of the reading where we look into who has you on their mind, and in this first part of the reading we're looking into what makes you unforgettable. So let's see what we have. We have the owl, we have the dragonfly, we have the 2 of Pentacles, we have the 5 of Pentacles, we have healing tree, cardinal, we have number 19, Libra, I balance, we have adversity, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. We have change, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. We have lover, light attributes, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. I feel called to read the shadow attribute too, even though it came out upright, so I will be taking the light attribute into account. But the shadow attribute is obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. And then we have the Avenger, light attributes, desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. Let me just check if everything is visible and in the frame. Okay. So what makes you unforgettable? Your strong spirit, your strong soul is one thing that really leaves a huge impact on the people that you cross paths with. I think you're very wise, and you might be like what people would call an old soul, but this might be because you've had to mature quickly and early on in your life. For some of you, you could have had difficult experiences growing up. You could have had a difficult upbringing. You could have had a challenging relationship to one or both of your parents or your caregivers. This won't be the case for everyone, but it just feels like in some life, in some sense, you've gained or you've had a lot of wisdom early on in your life, from early on in your life. And I think one thing that makes you unforgettable is because of the lessons that people learn with you or through you, through their connection to you. It feels like you've had to... It feels like you're very generous with your energy, with your wisdom, with your knowledge, with love, with compassion, with gentleness, especially towards others. And it feels like generosity like no other, softness like no other, that people always remember. Your energy is unforgettable. And I think you may have been several connections, and they don't have to be romantic. They could be friendships, they could be family relationships that have been challenging, that have been triggering, not for just you, but for the other person as well. And it feels like this process instigates a lot of growth in both you and the person you are in a connection with, or at least, if not growth for them, some kind of understanding, some kind of big impact, some kind of almost like a pending lesson. And the reason I said, if not growth for them, I wanted to put it that way because some of the people that you've dealt with could have been very resistant to growth and change. Whereas I think you welcome growth and change, especially with the change card coming out. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. As scary as change might be, I feel like in some ways you embrace it. I think you embrace growth. And it feels like you've had to deal with a lot of heavy energies, a lot of difficult situations, a lot of triggering situations, but you still rise above it all. We have both of these air animal spirits, and it's really giving me the sense that you're still able to fly. Even if you might be carrying a lot of weight with you, even if your past experiences have left certain marks, it feels like you've learned from your past experiences and you're able to grow and evolve from these past experiences, which gives you so much wisdom. And it's not easy. It's not easy to have been through all of this and to have all this wisdom. I almost feel like saying it comes at a price. Like, to have this much wisdom, to have this much understanding of situations, of people, of yourself, it feels like you've had to go through a lot of challenging situations. You may have been betrayed in the past by people you put your trust in. You may have been abandoned by people that were supposed to be there, or that said that they would be there. It feels like you've learned some difficult lessons, and I know I keep repeating this, but I think it's something to be proud of. How you have made it through it all. And there's also the sense that there might be people in your past who have mistreated you, or who were afraid of the intensity of the connection they felt for you, or who were afraid of intimacy, who may have like run from you or the connection, or run from confrontation, run from growth, run from change, who may have decided to stay in their comfort zones where you were willing to adapt and grow and learn and evolve. It feels like there are people with regrets towards you, regrets that they left, regrets that they didn't match your energy. And I do feel that people who come into intimate contact with you in this way, they remember you because of the intensity of their feelings, and they remember you because of your gentle soul, because of your strength, how you're able to still fly and how you can see the big picture as well. It feels like you've given people perspective, like you give people things to think about, in the sense that lessons to learn or things to question about their own self, about their own behavior. And people aren't always accepting of this kind of energy. Sometimes it's very scary to accept change. Sometimes it's terrifying to heal because we've become comfortable in our pain, or we've become comfortable in our coping mechanisms or self-sabotaging. We've become comfortable escaping, of staying in the shadows. And I think you have been actively battling your demons and facing your shadows. And it feels like you've cultivated a home within yourself that is also attractive to other people, that also draws them in closer to you as well. Like you feel like home, like comfort to other people. I think it's easy to become like addicted to your energy. And I also get the sense that maybe some people have taken advantage of your generous energy, and that's made you more skeptical about opening up to others at times, or trying again at times. But it feels like you always rise above it. Eventually, you always make your way back home to yourself, and you add something new to your home, to yourself, from the experiences that you've had. This is very powerful, very inspirational energy, but I understand that it is in no way easy to carry this, to carry past experiences that you may have had. But I think you appear so graceful, so fearless to other people. And they remember you by how you carry yourself. I'm getting King or Queen of Swords energy very strongly. This might be how you appear to others initially, a little bit like intimidating, maybe sarcastic or witty. Someone very intelligent. You might also be very good at giving advice with all of this wisdom energy coming through. So you may teach others indirectly as well through your own experiences, not necessarily by like being in a connection with them or having a very personal relationship to them, but I think you are also unforgettable to people you don't know that well, people who may have witnessed your journey in some way. For some of you, you could be sharing your journey of self-love, of healing on social media, or you could be very open about it, and other people may find that inspirational. Because there's a sense that you've done something for a community almost, or for the people around you. You have very supportive, very, very, very generous, very loving energy, but I think maybe your past experiences have now made you selective about who you're willing to open up to, and that's absolutely okay. You don't need to give to everyone. You don't owe anything to anyone, and I think you already know that. But maybe that's something you've had to learn as well. It feels like now you have a really good balance between being there for yourself, being compassionate with yourself, giving to yourself, and giving to others. There's a lot of balance in this energy. The Avenger card is also making me think of justice. It's making me think of this Libra energy, as well as the Two of Pentacles. It's all about balance. It's about balancing out your own energy. And that's why I think your presence is so inviting. But there is also this level of intimidation to this energy, because as comforting as it is, I think people who have been in intimate connections with you and intense situations with you have also felt compelled to like take a look at themselves, or compelled to face some hard truths, or learn about their own self. It feels like you've been wronged a lot in the past, and that's where this wisdom comes from. But you have an incredibly powerful presence. I hope you can feel that too. For most of you, I feel like you do, but maybe for some of you, you're kind of going through a rough patch right now, and sometimes it's hard. I mean, it's difficult to just feel confident in ourselves all the time. It's okay to have ups and downs, especially if we're going through a difficult situation. And for some of you, I feel like you might be facing some challenges right now. So the one thing I think that is very important that I should remind you right now is how powerful you are, and how far you've already made it, and you'll make it even further. It feels like you have very, like, due to the intensity of your ability to connect with people on such a deep level, you could attract very intense, triggering connections, but at the same time, you bring healing as well. And that's, again, that balance. But yes, I think this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile ones. If you are interested in the second part of the reading, you can find a link to the pile selection for the second part in the description box below. Or if you felt called to any of the other piles in the first part, you can also watch that. You're free to do whatever you want, really. So yes, I will wish you a very good night, day, whenever it may be for you, and I'm sending you lots of love. Take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful pile twos, and welcome to your reading. We're looking into what makes you unforgettable in this first part of this reading, and we will be looking at who is having a hard time forgetting about you in the second part of the reading. So yes, let's get into this. We have the hummingbird, we have the tiger, we have the Six of Cups, we have the Six of Wands, we have Release the Past, we have New Moon, we have number 16, Cancer, we have Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. We have Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. We have the Alchemist, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. And we have Detective, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. First of all, I have to say, I think you have a lot of secret admirers, or a lot of people who've had like a crush on you, or a lot of people who have become absolutely enchanted by you fairly quickly as well. I think you have very alluring, very attractive, very like receptive energy. And I think it's possible that there are several ex-partners or ex like flames that still are not like over you or over their experience with you. And I don't say this lightly, because we have the Six of Cups and we have this release the past energy. So I feel like you have the kind of energy that is very, very difficult to forget. Like, this is about what makes you unforgettable, but I feel like there is something especially unforgettable about you. And that's something I think is your gentleness, your openness to other people. It's like a breath of fresh air. It feels like you're not afraid to be yourself. You're not afraid to flow through life using your intuition. You're not afraid to explore the unseen. You're not afraid to challenge other people's perspectives, and you're not afraid of openly expressing your inner world and showing it to others and sharing it with others. There's something very fierce about your energy, but something that's also so gentle and so soft and so inviting. With this tiger energy as well, I'm really drawn to the moon here. You could have significant Cancer or Pisces placements, but one thing that is coming through also with this detective card is that you are very intuitive, and I think you're in tune with other people's emotions especially. And I think this makes you very understanding towards other people and their experiences. I think your partners and people who get close to you, they feel very seen by you. They feel very supported by you. They feel very understood by you. And I think you're an inspiration to not just people that come into close contact with you, but also people who have just been in your presence, having a conversation with you about, let's say, philosophy, let's say existence. You could be into spiritual practices, whatever resonates with you. Also with the Alchemist, I think you're very curious, very intellectual, very intelligent, and unafraid to explore. Like, there's something adventurous about your spirit, and you might be like a home person, like a homebody, especially with this Cancer energy coming through. So I don't mean adventurous necessarily in the sense that you can never settle down, you must always be on the go, but I feel adventurous in the sense of being open to new experiences, being open to new ideas, being open to new perspectives. I think you're a very good listener, and maybe that's one reason why you have this like very comforting, very welcoming energy, because people feel heard by you. They feel seen by you. I heard your love is like no other. It's a pleasure to be loved by you. I think the way you express love, the way you embody it, the way you are unafraid to exude that warm energy is something that makes you unforgettable. I think you don't give up on people. I just have the feeling that there's almost this energy that wants to come through of a specific person. that really is not over you. And like they want to speak now, but we have a whole other part for that. So I don't want to get into that too much, but I can't get the sense, I can't get over the sense of this nostalgic energy, this longing. You have a magical kind of energy to you. Like something witchy, something free-spirited, something truly unforgettable. So we stay on theme. It feels like you're just like buzzing with this life force, this energy. I know I keep on saying energy, but it's just, your energy feels almost intoxicating in the best sense of that word. It feels like you've made people think about concepts they've never thought of before. And they remember you through these new understandings, new perspectives that they may have over their own existence, their own life, about their own emotional body. I think you have a very healing presence as well. Something that makes people open up to you comfortably. Something that makes people feel like they've known you forever. I think you inspire people to be brave enough to feel all that there is to feel. Feelings are highlighted like a lot to me right now. Just the emotional body. And there's also, I think, something like surprising about you. Maybe at first you are like kind of quiet. You like to observe people at first. You're kind of shy, or you just don't open up at first glance. Or like if you're in a group conversation, maybe you don't like to have the attention on you necessarily. But for one, I think if you do have attention on you, I think you're great at handling it. And that's why I think you make a huge impact on people. There's something very admirable about how you speak, how you express yourself, whether this is through words, literally, or it's through art, or it's through music. I think you are a muse to someone else or to other people. Or your art style could be inspirational to other people, or the way you do something could be inspirational to other people. But also, I think it's possible that one or more romantic interest could have like produced art or something that is inspired by you, that is for you, that you were the muse of. And your style could also just, you may have a very unique style, like a unique way of dressing yourself, or the way you do your makeup, or the way you style your hair. Because your eyes, something about your eyes is also unforgettable. Because now all I see are eyes in my mind's eye. And one message I'm getting, this is a little bit more specific and it won't like fit every single person, but you might be very young or like small in appearance, but at the same time have like a soul that is 1,000 years old. You know, like it feels like you are feels like you're really wise in a way that maybe people wouldn't expect necessarily. or like in a way people wouldn't maybe typically associate with the way you present yourself. I don't even know what I mean by that, but I guess people can be judgy sometimes. So I don't know, it just feels like there is something unexpected about you. And I'm also getting that you may lead people to have certain realizations, certain revelations about their own self or about their life, about life in general, about existence, about spirituality, that you are also remembered by. I'm also getting a little bit of a psychedelic energy here, so you may have been like a trip guide to one or more people. You may dabble in psychedelics or meditation as well, or yoga. I'm getting guide energy as well. You have such a comforting presence. So I think it really works in that sense as well. Like, people feel safe enough to explore things that they might be afraid of otherwise. I think there's something very intriguing about you as well. Something very attractive. Like, people want to explore you too. Like, explore your mind, explore your perspectives. Beautiful energy. But yes, I think this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile twos. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you lots of love. Take care and bye for now, I guess, if you want to watch the second part of the reading as well. But otherwise, bye. Hello, my beautiful pile threes, and welcome to your reading. We're looking into what makes you unforgettable in this first part of the reading, and we'll be looking into who has you on their mind and who's having a hard time forgetting you in the second part of the reading. So yes, and I apologize in advance if you hear any like music in the background. I have a new very loud neighbor. So yeah, I opened the window because it's raining outside, and I think that's a bit more nicer to have in the background. So yeah, hopefully it covers up the sound of the music, but if not, I apologize in advance. I am moving soon at the end of this month, so hopefully we won't have any loud neighbors at my new place, but we'll see. I don't know them yet, so we'll see. But yes, let's get into your reading without further ado. We have the Lamb, we have the Phoenix, we have the Hermit. Virgo energy could be significant. We have the Nine of Cups, we have Higher Heart, we have the 8th house. Scorpio energy could be significant. We have number 49, Jupiter return benefits. We have purpose. I know what I am here to do. We have indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. We have healer. Passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. And we have the damsel. Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. One thing I think that makes you unforgettable is that you are on your own team. You are your own friend. I think your relationship with your own self is something very admirable, something that people look up to as well, and something that is very obvious in the way that you carry yourself and in the way that you interact with other people in your connections, in intimate connections especially, but also just like people you meet in passing, maybe at a party, maybe just at a bar, maybe it's a mutual friend, it's a friend of a friend. But it just feels like you have this genuine nature to you. Like you're not afraid to be seen, to be heard, to express yourself. you're not afraid to connect with people. And I think because of this fearlessness when it comes to connecting with people, you're able to connect with people on a very deep level. I think people open up to you easily. Like, they open up about their secrets, about things that they're haunted by. And I think you're very good at giving advice as well, with this Hermit energy coming through. And I think you're very trustworthy too. I think people can really depend on their connections with you. And there is a sense that people feel lucky when they meet you. Like, it feels, I don't know how to express it, but it's just this feeling of, I'm lucky to know you, I'm lucky to coexist with you in this world right now. I think you're very loyal, and that you have like this lively, bubbly, filled with life kind of energy to you that is very healing for people to experience. I think you help people have fun. Like, you're the life of the party. Even if there is no party, you bring the party to people. I think you're very good at reading people as well, so you may have a good idea of who needs what and when. And I think that allows you to be very caring, especially towards people you have intimate connections with. But it also feels like you're very accepting towards anyone and everyone. Like, everyone can be your friend. You're very easy to talk to. I think you are very good at expressing yourself as well. And the way you carry yourself is very attractive. It draws people in. It's like this bright inner light that people are just attracted to, like a moth to a flame. And I think the way you love yourself is very inspiring too. It just feels like, I'm just gonna pause for a second. Because it is just too loud outside. I'm very sorry about the interruption. I didn't get interrupted in any of the other piles, and suddenly I come to this one and it's just the loud music, some loud cars. But yeah, maybe this is just an example of how you bring the party. Like, you bring the noise, you bring the energy, because it was so quiet here the whole day, like nothing going on at all. And suddenly it's raining and there's music and there are cars coming up. Suddenly everyone has to be on this street. So I think this could be like an example of how you attract people to you. And I think you have this really fun, really light, really memorable energy to you, because you heal people through like laughter. You know, I'm seeing like tears of laughter, tears of happiness. I think you're very expressive with your emotions, with your energy. You're very open about it, and I think it encourages other people to do the same, to be the same. I just saw 111 as well. And this damsel card, understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. I think you're very independent, and again, very confident in how you carry yourself. Maybe you don't feel so confident every single day, but you don't have to. Not a necessity. But I think generally you are perceived as a very self-assured person. You could be in a leadership position as well, or you could just be good at taking control, taking the lead in situations. And again, I think what makes you unforgettable is how you inspire people and how happy you make people with just your energy, with just being who you are. And I think you're not afraid to stand up for the things that you believe in and to follow the path that you feel called to follow. And again, that is inspirational. And that is something to be proud of as well, that you have this kind of energy and that you embrace it and that you follow your intuition as well, no matter what other people might say. I think you know that your opinion is the one that matters the most, and that your relationship with your own self trumps others too, because you are the only person who is there with you for the entirety of your life. No exceptions, you are always there. And I think you've built such a strong relationship with yourself, or you are building such a strong relationship with yourself, that it definitely projects into other connections that you have, and it projects outwards as well. People may not be able to describe why they feel drawn to you and why you leave such a memorable impression, but I really think it comes down to this energy, this high-spirited energy that you have. I keep hearing laughter in my mind's eye, like happy, gleeful laughter. And I think that's what makes you unforgettable. It's really beautiful energy, I have to say. It's this kind of energy that makes you grateful for the little things in life, makes you find happiness in a lot of things, makes you see the bright side of situations, makes you appreciate where you are and how far you've come. I think it's really something to be proud of, that your energy can make people feel this way and leave such a huge impact on people. And it makes you unforgettable, truly. That inspirational energy. But yes, this is all I have for you for the first part of your reading, my beautiful pile threes. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you tons of love. Take care and bye. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the second part of today's reading. And in the second part of the reading, we'll be looking into who has you on their mind right now, who is having a hard time forgetting about you. And we have 4 piles, again, piles 1, 2, 3, and 4. You don't need to choose the same pile that you chose in the first part if you chose a pile, but you also can just watch this part as a standalone reading. So if you didn't want to choose a pile in the first part, you can still watch this reading, of course, it's fine. Whatever resonates with you, do whatever you want, it's all fine. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say, and I will leave you to focus on which deck calls to you the most, and I will see you soon. Hello, and welcome to your reading if you chose the Rainbow Heart Tarot. And yeah, let's get into it. And before we do get into it, I have to say, the first thing I heard was I wanted to give you the world, but I couldn't give it to you. So this could be an ex that wanted to provide for you, that maybe gave you a lot of promises, but not a lot of real action. And it could be a situation where it was very promising at first, where you felt a very deep connection to each other, but there's almost a sense that you were maybe pulled apart by circumstances. But let's see. We have the Sun, we have the Devil. Leo and Capricorn energies could be significant, but they don't have to be. For some of you, this could be someone who was committed to something else at the time of your meeting, It doesn't have to be another person necessarily. It could also be a career. It could also be education. It could be their own self. It could be that they had kids and they were focused on their family. So if, like, I don't want to alarm you if you already don't know that this was a third-party situation, in the sense that there was a third person, because there does not have to be. A third energy can be other things as well. So please don't be alarmed. If you don't know about a third person, then there is no third person. So, because it does feel like whatever this third energy was, that was the main circumstance that maybe caused this situation to not work out. Like, this person was too afraid to leave their comfort zone, and I think they can't forget about you also because they just really regret how they handled this situation. You seem to have made this person very happy, and they seem to have maybe taken that for granted, or maybe kind of fumbled too much and messed this up. We have the Wheel of Fortune. I'm hearing the song Guilty Love. I will link it down below if you want to check it out. We have the World. Look at all of these major cards. You seem to have made a very significant impact on this person that maybe you don't even recognize, but it feels like you just got the wheel turning for this person. And their life may have, maybe not their life, but their perspectives may have changed a lot since the last time you talked to each other. So maybe certain blockages that were there in the past, for some of you, it feels like this person could have worked through them, especially if the blockages had to do with their mindset, or it could also be that if they were focused on their education, for example, that they graduated, or they were looking for a job and they found a job and they're settled now. For some of you, it could be that this person was going through a divorce, or maybe they were in a relationship that has since ended. There's almost a sense that this connection kickstarted something. And for most of you, I do feel that you may be at a distance, or you may be at an emotional distance, or you may just be like not committed. Things don't feel settled between the two of you. I think this person misses the warmth they felt around you, because I don't think a lot of people exude the same kind of warmth that you do without ever really having to try. We have the Nine of Cups. This person is not happy with their current situation, whatever it may be. It's like what they thought they wanted, what they thought was a safe option, turned out to be not what they wanted at all. We have Judgment in reverse. There definitely seems to be a change in perspective. Aquarius energy could be significant, as well as, well, fixed signs. So Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. I'm also getting Virgo energy from this, so we have the Empress. Ooh. We have the Empress, Taurus and Libra energies could be significant. We only have 2 minor cards so far. We have the 5 of Cups. This is someone who feels that they have disappointed you. Like either you couldn't see eye to eye, or they couldn't give you what you deserve, or they weren't able to sacrifice something else to give you what you deserve. It feels like they made a choice, and at the time it felt like the right one, but right now it doesn't feel like the right choice anymore. Can we clarify the Sun, please? Who is having a hard time forgetting? And we have the Knight of Cups. Their feelings for you, the attraction they felt for you, seems to have been instant. Like they look for you in people that they meet now. It's that kind of energy. There is a very heavy tinge of regret. And there is this sense of your luck turning around as well. Maybe you met them at a weird time in your life. Maybe you met them when you were struggling with yourself. Maybe you met them when you hadn't figured things out for yourself. And it feels like now you have, or you're on the path to figuring things out for yourself. And this person may know about this. Like maybe you talked to them, or maybe they heard about you from friends. But there's also the sense that they just assume that you got your life on track. So maybe they have their eye on you through social media. Maybe you see them every once in a while for some of you. There's just a sense that they have their eye on you. I heard you're not on dating apps anymore. Or it could also be the reverse, where this person saw you on a dating app. So they saw you were moving on. But it could also be that if you met this person through a dating app and you don't use, like your profile is gone or something suddenly. Because I do feel like this person could have been checking your online profiles. But if you like deleted your profile on a dating app or something, I feel like this person's noticed. That won't be the case for everyone, of course, but they feel shut out, but it feels like a consequence of their own actions and a consequence of your life falling into track. You may be in another connection. You may be with someone else already. But this person is, I think they just still think about you a lot. Bottom deck energy is the 3 of Swords. I was playing with the cards and this ended up here. And we also have Temperance and the 8 of Wands. It feels like at first maybe they weren't so torn up about this separation. Maybe they had their life in a stable place and they were in their comfort zone and it felt fine. They had things around them that would comfort them, external things that they could lean on. But it feels like now it's just this gust of pain that has reached them, like the aftermath of this connection. We have the 5 of Wands in reverse, the 2 of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, the Ace of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Swords. For some of you, this person could want to reach out to you to check in with you. Maybe they have done so in the past as well, but something seems to have changed since that point where they checked in with you in their life. So there's almost a sense that whatever external things they had in their life at the time gave them enough relief so that they weren't so able to focus on the disappointment that came from the ending of this situation or came from a separation between the two of you. But it feels like now whatever that protective circumstance was, it's gone. So now they're feeling their real feelings. I got the deck and we have the Ace of Swords, and it does feel like it's piercing through them. There's almost a slight obsessed tinge to this energy, if I'm being honest. And I guess obsession never really is healthy, but I do hope that if that is the case, that it's in a way that is safe for you. I'm not really getting an energy of like a very unhealthy obsession. It's just feels like extreme curiosity and extreme interest. But yes, I want to get some oracle cards to clarify a bit more, to see if there's anything that we have missed. And then we have some channeled messages as well. We have 9th house, faith. And I have to say, this doesn't have to be a romantic connection. It does feel like this is someone who feels a very strong connection to you, a very strong pull towards you. But I could also see this applying to non-romantic situations as well. So the channeled messages are, I would say, maybe a bit more romantic in nature, based on more like romance connections. But you can interpret this reading and these messages however you want to, however feels right to you, to fit into your situation as well. But yes, we have Sagittarius energy, 9th house, faith. We have Capricorn, so we have 33 and 22. And we have another 3, Mercury, mind. So we have Gemini, Virgo. We have Capricorn and Sagittarius. These could be significant, but they don't have to be. I also just saw the Saturn Truth card, which is 3 of Swords energy, which for me confirms that this person is going through it right now. Like going through the aftermath, their feelings in the aftermath of this connection. And bottom deck energy is Neptune, sacrifice. Pisces energy could be significant. But the word sacrifice, again, it feels like they sacrificed this connection to stay stable. They sacrificed this connection because they were afraid of change, because they were afraid of moving out of their comfort zone, even if they weren't entirely happy in their comfort zone. I heard you're all I think about. Something seems to have triggered this person, and their mind is just, I'm seeing a lot of loops, a lot of circles. Like something has reignited their feelings for you, even if you haven't talked to them in a while. And it's a little bit of an energy of this person going a little bit insane about it, because they don't know how to deal with it now. It feels like there is no outlet. Like they can't talk to you right now. Maybe you've blocked them, maybe they just feel like it's inappropriate right now. But there is a sense that they can't reach you, so there's no output for this energy. They don't know how to express it and they don't know what to do with it. Let's get some channeled messages. To see what this person would say to you, if they could say anything at all. Because it does feel like there is a desire to express themselves to you, but also like an energy of not knowing what they would say if they had the opportunity as well. We have I'm hiding behind a mask. I try to do the right thing. I feel stuck. Yeah. They feel stuck in the circumstances that once gave them comfort, or alternatively, it could be that, again, these circumstances fell apart or they don't feel as stable anymore. So now they feel stuck in this situation that they created for themselves. I'm worried about the future. We have triggers. Yeah, something definitely triggered this person, it seems. I'm struggling right now. I don't want to repeat the past. I'm terrified of losing you. I heard I'm terrified of having lost you. We also have You Are My Sunshine, and the first card that came out was the Sun. So that's an interesting detail. I was playing with the cards, and now the bottom deck is It Hurts Me More Than You Know. And I think that's true for them right now. And now I can't get the song out of my head. You Are My Sunshine. But yes, on this note, I will leave you with the song. This is all I have for you. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you so much love. Take care and bye. Hello, beautiful people. If you chose the, what was this? The Moon Power Tarot, this will be your reading. And we're looking into who has you on their mind, who is having a hard time forgetting about you. And I know some of you are gonna roll your eyes when I say this, but this pile already has a very strong, the one that got away energy, like right person, wrong time energy. And I know some of you don't like hearing that, but it's coming through very strongly that this person feels that way about you. Like you were the right person, but it was the wrong time, it was the wrong circumstances. But let's see what comes through. We have the Hermit in reverse, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. I heard I wasn't ready for true intimacy and I wasn't ready for commitment. I also feel like this is someone maybe who is a little bit like controlling in certain ways. And someone who's very afraid of being misunderstood by you, like their intentions being misunderstood. So they might feel like you did misunderstand them in the past, because it does feel like they felt a very strong connection to you. And I wouldn't be surprised if they still do. I mean, this is a reading about who you are unforgettable to. So I think this person still has you on their mind a lot because they still feel a lot towards you and towards your experience together. But back to that controlling energy, it almost feels like they want to speak for their own self so that they are not misunderstood, so that they can make sure that everything is clear, it's all understood properly, there are no misunderstandings. And I think this is someone maybe who is very detail oriented and someone who tends to overthink as well. And I think they definitely have, and definitely probably still overthink about this connection. You may have settled down in different places, or you may have been at different stages of your life when you met. Okay, I'll just take the top card because that is way too many, and we also have a lot that flipped here. And I'm going to take the top one here as well. And it's the Ten of Swords in reverse, and behind it is the Ten of Cups in reverse and the Six of Swords. It feels like they were very happy with this connection, but they had to make a choice to walk away from it. And there could be travel involved as well, especially with the Six of Swords coming out. It could be that they were traveling at the time, or they were moving somewhere else, or you were moving somewhere else, or you live in different places. But there is an energy of self-sabotage, like they wanted to control the outcome of the situation between the two of you because they didn't want it to get out of hand. They didn't want it to hurt more than it already would if they just stepped in and took control of the outcome of the situation. But it almost feels like they had the perception that things would go wrong either way. So it's better if I just take control of it and end it myself, or do something that will kind of just slow this connection down, even though I don't think that was what they wanted at all. It doesn't feel like they actually wanted this connection to end. It doesn't feel like they actually wanted to be away from you, but it feels like they felt obliged to do that. Otherwise, things would go wrong. Otherwise, they would hurt you more. Otherwise, they would hurt more. So there is that energy of it's better if I'm prepared for the ending, if I know what's coming, than to be surprised by it, because then it'll hurt more. Then it will catch me off guard and I won't know how to deal with it. So it's better if we just do this. It's better if we just take it in our own hands. That's the kind of energy I get from this person. Like they kind of calculated the outcomes. They just thought about every single possible thing that could happen, that could go wrong. So they convinced themselves to sabotage this connection in an attempt to hurt less. We have the Two of Cups in reverse. Yeah. So there is big, like, X energy to this. And you don't need to have been in a, like, committed relationship for this to apply, because it just feels like they couldn't give this situation a proper chance even. Because they were afraid. Even though they wanted this connection a lot, it feels like they just had to put it on a shelf, like they had to ignore it, they had to push it away. In their own perception, at least. But I think they still think about you a lot. And there is an energy of this person hoping that you're doing well. And they want you to know that they only wish the best for you. Even if it's not them, and even if it wasn't them. This is someone who really, really cares about you, but I think they're also very scared of intimacy. or of commitment, of official commitments, even if emotionally they were committed to you. We have the Page of Swords, we have the Devil in reverse. Capricorn energy could be significant. We have the Two of Swords. This has, like, I tried to do the right thing written all over it. We have the Queen of Wands, and we have Justice. Libra energy could be significant. It really feels like they tried to do what was best for them and for you. Like, for both of you. The Hanged Man. It's the bottom deck energy. Pisces energy could be significant, but besides that, I think this person could be dreaming about you a lot, or they could be seeing synchronicities that remind them of you a lot. And it's just bringing them back to the past and the memories that the two of you share. And there's almost a sense that maybe they reinterpret certain things that happened between the two of you. Like, they relive your memories, but it almost gives them anxiety because they keep rethinking those moments and wondering if you actually had, like, a negative perspective of them. This could especially apply to, like, if you had a breakup conversation or, like, a confrontation kind of conversation. Maybe you were very understanding, very gentle with them, and they took that at face value at the time. But now they are overthinking about it. Even if you were actually feeling that way, even if you actually were feeling called to be gentle with them, even if you understood where they were coming from, even if you really did, it feels like they now go back to it and they wonder if maybe you were just, like, being strong for them, or maybe you just didn't want them to feel bad. So you were saying, it's okay, I understand. Like, you were trying to comfort them, but maybe you yourself were really struggling in that moment. It feels like things like this, like they go back and rethink little details, or they rethink moments between the two of you. And they're worried that now, it feels like they're worried about the past. Like, they maybe had a phase where they thought, this is okay, this is all sorted out, I am not happy about this, but we understand each other, we get each other. But it now feels like maybe you just, it feels like they have a fear of you not liking them. And you are not obliged to like this person, of course. But I think this is a prominent fear that they seem to have. They really care about your opinion about them, about this situation. This person is someone who really, really admires you as well. And they seem to be very inspired by you and very inspired by this connection as well. Feels like this connection helps them tap into their feelings more, but at the same time, I don't think this is someone who's very comfortable with feeling so much. But it feels like you just ticked every box that they could possibly ever have, and yet they were so terrified of truly being vulnerable, truly being intimate. Maybe this is someone who's carrying a lot of pain from their childhood, because it does feel like they have a lot of heavy energies latched onto them. So this could be someone who needed to heal certain perspectives, certain thoughts, and they could be doing this right now. But it feels like they were so mesmerized and enchanted by this connection, but at the same time so terrified by it. I was playing with the cards, and the Empress came out with the Eight of Swords in reverse. It almost feels like you paved a path for this person. I heard following in your footsteps. I'm not sure what that might refer to exactly, but maybe they're inspired by the work that you do. Maybe you are in the same field, or maybe they saw the progress that you've made within yourself, and maybe they take that as an inspiration for their own healing. I cut the deck and we have the Three of Swords. So again, this could be someone who is dealing with a lot of pain, not just a pain from what may have happened between the two of you, but pain that goes way back to their childhood, to their relationship with their parents, maybe. I actually want to clarify with the Black Moon Astrology cards. So we can see if there's anything we've missed out on, or any signs that want to come through. We have Moon Soul. I heard shattered perception of reality. This connection could be connected to a spiritual awakening for one or both of you. Cancer energy could be significant as well. We have Neptune sacrifice. Pisces energy could also be significant. This is someone who has a lot of feelings for you in ways that they can't explain. Like, it could have been a year since you last talked, but it feels like they still think about you. They still, maybe you regularly appear in their dreams. And we have 12th house escape. And it feels like they can't really get away from it. So bottom deck energy is Pisces, I believe. Look at all of this Pisces energy. And then we have North Node, life's purpose, which is a ton of cups energy. It feels like you are, if this person was to imagine an ideal partner, it would be you. Like you fit all of their boxes. I feel called to mention their Venus sign might be the same as your rising. I was already like hearing Venus, so something about someone's Venus placement, I don't know. But yeah, what an energy. It almost feels like not everything in this situation has been revealed to them, or maybe to you either. It feels like you two are very, 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 very connected in a way that is very difficult to put into words. So if this is your pile, I think you will definitely know, because you will know what the feeling that I'm talking about. Yeah, this person also definitely seems to have like escapist tendencies. We have, I don't want to give too much away. I need support. For some of you, this person could be someone who struggles with their mental health a lot and who could be getting therapy as well. We have, I'm a mess. I really admire you. I want to travel with you. You know that I'm not the one for you. They might be a bit insecure as well. Like they see you as this bright light, but then they feel like they can't really match that energy. They're like they can't give you everything that you deserve, or they feel guilty for not having been able to give you everything that you deserve. We have, you are so important to me. I can't stop thinking about the past. And one more. I want to fight for you. Bottom deck energies, I want you to be happy. So yeah, this is someone who really, really, really cares about you. But yes, I think this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile twos. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you tons of love. Take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful pile threes. If you chose the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, is that correct? Yes. If you chose the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, this will be your reading. And we're looking into who has you on their mind right now and basically who can't forget about you. So for the other two piles that I filmed, I immediately kind of got the energy of the situation. Virgo and Cancer energies could be significant, but besides that, I immediately got the energy for the other two piles, and I tried to focus on this energy for a little bit, but it almost felt like there was a wall that was keeping me away. And it feels like this person might be someone who doesn't like to give too much away and who is kind of keeping an eye on you quietly, like they're just watching you from afar, but they don't want you to know that they're watching you from afar. Like they're being a little bit secretive with their feelings, their intentions, their everything. We have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Pentacles. This is giving me secret admirer energy. And this doesn't have to be someone it's not really giving me ex energy. It could be, but it also could be someone you met in passing that has not been able to take their mind off of you. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. I also heard enemies to lovers. So maybe for some of you, this is someone that you didn't really like at first, or you didn't really get along with at first, but then their feelings for you softened and changed. Or someone you might butt heads with a lot. This could be a friend that has a crush on you, or a friend that you fell out with that has feelings for you. We have the Five of Cups. It does feel like they're a bit disappointed with where this connection might be currently. There is a sense that they want more. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Four of Cups. This person is taking their time because they don't know if you would be into them, especially if you have kind of a more conflict or disagreement based past. This could also just be someone like you argue with in a playful way. It doesn't have to be that you straight up dislike this person, but it could just be that you haven't really expressed a lot of soft feelings for each other yet, or so far. But this person really seems to have developed a lot of soft, gentle feelings for you that they are very hesitant to share. Because there's almost a sense that it wouldn't fit the current dynamic that you have, or it wouldn't fit the dynamic that you had, like it would come out of nowhere. And that's why they're not comfortable being out of the shadows. That's why they're being a little bit more secretive. Maybe that's why I felt like they weren't giving much away, because they don't really want to give a lot away. It's like they want your attention, but they are also very worried about what would happen if they were open about their feelings, about their intentions. So that's why it feels like a secret admirer that's admiring you from afar and is very hesitant to make any kind of move or any kind of offer towards you that would give their feelings for you away. So it feels like they're in a little bit of a sticky situation. We have the Eight of Pentacles. I heard I'm working on it. So they could be trying to figure out how to approach you because they haven't been able to forget about you, even if they tried. So maybe for some of you, it's just that this is a very unexpected match or a very unexpected situation. So they've tried to battle their feelings and put them away or to move forward, but it feels like they're really unable to forget about you in that sense. Like they daydream about you and stuff, and it feels like you wouldn't really expect it from this person because of how they've portrayed themselves to you, or they just, I don't know, there's something stoic about this energy. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. There's a sense that they feel more comfortable in their fantasies about you and about their daydreams about you than they might if they were to actually approach you. And we have the Four of Swords in reverse. They're very restless about what you might think if you knew how they felt, or if they were to be vulnerable and open up. I don't think this is someone who is very vulnerable very often. I don't think they really like being vulnerable because it makes them feel exposed and they don't know what to expect. So this might be someone who's not very experienced in intimate connections, or if they are, it could be that they were really hurt in the past. So they're very hesitant to open up again as well. Like they don't know how they would be received by you if they were to open up to you. Their energy is kind of hot and cold in that sense. Like they're just really into you, but at the same time, they're trying to take it slow. They're trying to not scare you off. They're trying to not scare their own self off. They're being very, very, very careful. Like they're waiting for an opportunity or for the right time, even if there's this sense that I feel like they don't even know if they would actually be able to take action towards you. They don't know if they would actually have the courage to do it. This seems to be someone who has a lot of self-doubt, maybe because of the dynamic that you had in the past, or the dynamic that you have now. Maybe you just don't know them at all and they are very interested in knowing you more, but they just don't know how to make that obvious or how to approach you. I think they're a little bit intimidated by you. So if you interacted with this person, maybe it was through like like a screen maybe for some of you. Maybe this is someone you met online or someone who found you online. If you have like a social media following, maybe this is someone who found you through there. It could be someone who knows you through mutual friends, so you don't really know each other too well. It could also be just an old friend that you haven't talked to in a long time, who views your life through a screen, or, you know, who sees you in posts by mutual friends, or who, I don't know, there's just a sense that there is like a wall between the two of you. So that's why I thought it could be a screen. But it could also be a co-worker, like you share a wall or something, or a housemate or a neighbor, just someone in your surroundings that you don't really have a lot of intimate contact with, maybe at all, but someone who is just really into you. I heard boss. For some of you, this might be your boss, or you might be their boss. Doesn't have to be the case, of course, but I could also see this being like someone who's not necessarily into you romantically, but someone who just really wants to be your friend, or someone who just really wants to get to know you. Or a friend that wants to reconcile with you but doesn't know how. Because it almost feels like there's a change of heart for some of you. It's a little bit distributed in that sense. Like you had one kind of dynamic, but now this person wants another kind of dynamic. So it could be like a co-worker relationship that they want to turn into a romantic one. It could be acquaintances and they want to be your friend. It could be a family member that you haven't talked to in a while that wants to reconnect. It could be an ex-best friend that you fell out with and now they want to reconcile. I could see this scenario playing out in many ways, so I will leave that part up to your interpretation. These are just some examples I thought of, but it just feels like a change of heart, like a desire to change the dynamic, the desire to be something else with you. We also have the universe, and this is the Lover's card, and the universe is the world in this deck. So there is a sense of this person waiting for something, maybe a sign, maybe a change in the circumstances to get closer to you. This person, I think they feel very drawn to you, I have to say. Okay, I got distracted for a second. This person might also just like start daydreaming about you out of nowhere, or like you're at work, if this is a coworker, and they see you and now they don't even remember what they were doing. But I also want to clarify with some of the Black Moon astrology cards to see if we can get any signs We have 4th house roots. Cancer energy could be significant, but again, this could also be someone from the past or someone from your family that you haven't had a lot of contact with, or that you haven't had a very close relationship with, that is really thinking about you. We have Scorpio, I transform. Someone who feels compelled to change the dynamic between the two of you and who thinks about this change a lot. And we have Grand Trine, blessings. It really feels like they would like to offer you something, but they don't know how. They don't know how to approach you. They don't know how to bring it up. They don't know how to say it. They don't know how to just... It really feels like they just don't know how. Let's get some channeled messages. These are, I think, a little bit more romantic connection based, these channeled messages, but they can be interpreted in many ways depending on your situation. So only take the ones that resonate and ignore the rest. Let's see what wants to come through. Okay, we have I feel guilty. I'm terrified of losing you. I don't want to hurt anyone. I want more from this connection, yes. I really care about you. I want you to be happy. This is for the best. Give me a sign. Yeah, it feels like they're waiting for something, like waiting for the right moment, waiting for something to change, something to happen. And then we have, will you forgive me? So this might be someone that you don't have a very pleasant past with, or a very pleasant connection with right now, but it's definitely someone who wants to make amends or who wants to improve the connection between the two of you. But yes, this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile threes. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you lots of love. Take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful pile fours. If you chose the Lioness Oracle Tarot deck, this will be your reading. And we're looking into who finds you unforgettable, who can't get you out of their mind. And yeah, let's get into it. Already, I heard sticky like honey. I'm also hearing something about riddles, like this energy is coming through in riddles. This person speaks in riddles, something along those lines. Let's see. We have the Four of Swords in reverse. I'm hearing restless. This is someone who is restless in their own being, in their own energy. Someone who doesn't feel comfortable with their own self. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. This could be someone who disappointed you or who promised you certain things that they couldn't fulfill later on. Like they didn't keep their promises, or I'm also getting a little bit of a selfish energy from this, if I'm being honest. It feels like they may have been selfish towards you, or they may just choose to act in selfish ways in general. There's something quite ungrounded about this person's energy. Like their reality is not, their perception of reality is not entirely accurate. It's just grounded in what they want to see. which I think is also ever changing. It feels quite unstable. And now I understand why I was hearing riddles, because I feel like this energy really is coming through in riddles. And I think this person is someone who is quite confused in who they are, in what they want, what they need, how they can feel good. It feels like someone who is quite disconnected from their own self, from who they are. And this disconnect could have been projected into this connection itself as well, where this person was detached, or they were kind of like avoidant, especially if you try to confront them about things, or you wanted to be open and vulnerable with them, but they always avoided that kind of energy. That's the impression that I'm getting so far. And there could have been like trust issues in this connection. This person could have had a difficult time being transparent or honest. They could be very detail-oriented as well, but it almost feels like they focused on the wrong details, or the details that no one would focus on, or like something beyond the main point. For example, how do I explain this? It's, so imagine, let's say, imagine this person gets like a weird call, or like a call that sounds suspicious, or like they're being suspicious about getting this call on their phone, and you ask them like, you know, what's up with that? And then they're like, oh, why were you listening? Why did you hear my phone ring in the first place? Like, it just feels like they focus on something. They could be someone who focuses on things that distract from the main point. This is not the best example that I could have come up with, but, or like it could be a text and they're like, why did you see the text in the first place? We wouldn't have had this problem if you hadn't seen the text. That's what it feels like they were misdirecting your attention, or they were attempting to misdirect your attention. This could be someone who is quite manipulative as well. We have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This could be an ex-spouse for some of you, or someone you were in a committed relationship with, someone you shared resources with, someone who you shared a home with, or someone you may have kids with as well. We have Death in reverse. Scorpio energy could be significant. And we have the Ten of Swords. I heard, I can't accept that I've lost. This is quite a heavy energy. So if, you know, this doesn't apply to your situation, then please don't force these messages to fit into your situation. I know it can be triggering to hear about this kind of energy, or to have been in this kind of situation. So if you're not feeling ready to hear about this energy, then you can always come back later if you do feel ready eventually, or it's okay if you just click off. You don't my point essentially is to just not force these messages onto your situation if they are not for you. there could be messages for you in another pile, or if you didn't feel called to any of the other piles, it could be that there's no message for you in this reading at all, and that's okay. Maybe I'll see you in another reading, but please don't let yourself get triggered by messages that you don't want to hear, or you're not ready to hear, or that don't apply to your situation at all, and you know it in your intuition. So I just wanted to give that as a reminder. I like to just, I don't know, say it every once in a while, because yeah, my goal is not to hurt anybody or to trigger anybody. So yeah. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. For some of you, this person could be someone who cheated on you. Or they could have been in another relationship when you met this person. We have the Page of Cups, and we have the Lovers in reverse. Gemini energy could also be significant. If someone made the decision to end this connection here, whether this was you or them, I think that's what this person thinks about the most. And I think that's one of the main things that make you unforgettable to them, is that they can't have you, or they didn't get what they wanted out of this situation. They didn't really get their way. But at the same time, it feels like they weren't willing to put in proper effort to get whatever it may have been that they wanted. Maybe they wanted generous energy from you. Maybe they wanted love and affection and comfort, but they weren't able to return any of that to any extent. That's what it feels like to me, and it feels like you see through this person, or you're kind of just, for some of you, you could have beaten them at their own game, or you could have confronted them in a way that made them feel very nervous, very restless, very uncomfortable in their own energy. So this is someone who definitely has their guard up, who's not willing to give too much away. And there is a little bit of an aggressive tinge to their energy as well. Like they're in fight mode. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. And bottom deck energy is the Ace of Pentacles. It feels like even if you gave them the opportunity, they weren't honest with you. Even if you wanted to understand them better, they didn't want to explain themselves, or they didn't want to be vulnerable. They didn't want to be open. They didn't want to be real. They didn't want to be authentic. It really feels like trust was broken in this connection. But it almost feels like this person is, the thing that they're most concerned about is getting their own way, and maybe also their reputation, or what you might tell others about them. I think they really care about how they are perceived by others. They don't want to have any negative associations to their own name. So it feels like they're ruminating about how to present their own self in the best light possible. I don't think this person understands their own self, and I think they don't want to be understood. They don't want to be seen for who they really are. And I don't think they actually know who they are. I think this is someone who hasn't taken a lot of time to get to know their own self. And it feels like they're terrified of what they might find if they actually saw themselves for who they are, instead of hiding behind a mask, or instead of hiding behind external things. We have Sagittarius, I see. Sagittarius energy could be significant. I don't think this is someone who likes change. It feels like they're very resistant towards it, and maybe you started to make them see that their actions were not okay, or that they weren't in the right this time, or it feels like they didn't want to be real. It feels like they didn't want to face the consequences of what they did, essentially. And it feels like they still don't. We have... This could be someone who could have been very hurt themselves, like in the past, but who's never dealt with this pain. And it's not your responsibility to heal this person, or to convince them that they need to heal, or to make them do inner work, or to make them get to know their own self. It feels like you've been very, very gentle with this person, but they took that for granted. And it feels like they're still more so in an energy of repeating the same kind of behaviors, rather than just being real and facing their own self, facing the consequences of their actions. We have Pisces, I believe, which is again giving me this energy that this person has a very unstable and maybe unrealistic perception of this situation, as well as other situations in their life. Like, they just paint situations however they want, however is going to bring them the most advantage. Is there anything else? Okay. Let's get some channeled messages. There was way too many, so I shuffled them back in. We have I am not ready for this. What messages want to come through for my pile force, please, universe? We have, is this the end for us? Everything is falling apart. They may base their identity on like the attention, the care, the love they get from other people, from external things. And now that this connection has been lost, it feels like they're kind of scrambling around trying to figure out what to do or where to get this energy from now. I'm worried you'll change your mind about me. I can't stop thinking about the past. I don't know what your intentions are. This message always gives me the sense that the energy we're tapping into is quite guarded. It's just like, it's just suspicious. I'm not being honest with myself. I feel guilty, and I'm sorry I kept you in the dark. We also have these two that came out. I don't know what to believe, and I'm not looking for anything serious right now. And once again, I'll give the reminder that it is not your responsibility to do the work for this person or to convince them that they should take responsibility for their own actions. It is their choice in the end, and you can't control what they choose to do. But what you can control is the energy that you give to this situation. And what you can control is to make sure that you're giving yourself gentle energy, to make sure that you're being compassionate with yourself, to make sure that you're being patient with yourself, and that you're not taking on more responsibility in this situation than you should. And how this person may have treated you doesn't define who you are or the kind of treatment that you deserve. And I say this a lot on this channel because I think it's very, very, very important that you know that we know that other people's actions don't define us. But yes, on this note, this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile fours. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you tons of love. Take care and bye.